I'm Cash, and welcome to Cash Talks Football, where I break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. And today we're covering Burnley against Liverpool. Not much really to talk about, but there's a couple of things I'm going to try to make a point about. Maybe you can use these as well in your games. You can see how far the centre-back away is from the striker here. And this is one of those things where if your left back or your right back get pulled up out of shape, and the strikers can find a little bit of pocket of space, you do have this easy 1-2, providing your winger's got a bit of pace. No pace against the right back or left back, and this isn't really worth it. But right now you can see that they're looking to play that little 1-2 in behind, and they can get it quite easily. Now the challenge, even though that he's quite far away, he almost wins it. Gambles a little bit, hoping his teammate wins it, and he does. He's going in behind. Now, I think this is Gakpo, who Man United were after, and he ended up going to Liverpool and stuff. Now, apparently, Gakpo, when he used to play left wing. He didn't really used to play in the middle. So he's done a lot of assists and goals from the left-hand side. He's not really like a lead-the-line sort of guy. There's very few players that are sort of lead-the-line sort of guys anymore. And he played much better over here. But, as you can see, as we'll move this forward, bit of a foul there, a bit of a coming together, but you can see on the transition how much Burnley are getting caught out here. We're just going to move on just a little bit for where Gakpo's here in the box, and you can see the defenders filing in slowly. Someone's got Mo Salah covered, someone's covering the D, but look at the body shape again. I'm talking about the shoulders. Okay, so what does that mean? If you can see the backs of the if the goalkeeper can see the front of you, that means you haven't got back in to defend and you're not facing down the field. You have to get there early. So when it's one of these body movement things. When he stops running, I need to put my camera on so you can see all my hand pointing and make it easier for you to understand what I'm looking at. When he stops his running, you stop running instead of you actually making that extra motion and running. It's something funny with the subconscious. When the person you're tracking stops, you stop, instead of you running those extra couple of yards and getting back in quicker. Because remember, one of those guys over here who got that little foul in, got knocked over, he's the one that ends up scoring here. And I want you to watch how there's no way that should have happened if these extra defenders here were actually paying attention. Remember, what do? You track the player, you track the ball, you track the player. Well, there's no player, track the ball, look for the player. Where's the player? There's one. So you track the ball, you look at the player. No one's head moves. Let's move it on a bit. No one head move. Now they're back into shape, which they could have done a little bit, but also look where they're all staring at the ball. All staring, no one's tracking any of the player. Now, he's snuck in behind. Now, if he is defending him, I'd like him to be at least goal side, so at least we can believe he knew what he was doing. The ball ends up coming back out to here, and it's a tidy little finish. He guides it into the far post. Watch this as it comes out. Bosh. Guides that into the far corner. Really, really nice finish. No one's close enough to him. But overall, it's just because they're caught quickly on the transition and they're not back quick enough. And they're just a little bit sloppy. Because for the rest of the half, there was a lot of chances from Liverpool. But Burnley defended them quite well. They got there. They made the shots difficult. You know, the keeper did pull off, I think, more saves in the Premier League in one half so far this season than any other goalkeeper. But overall, Burnley aren't going to do well. They're going to go down, but they should have a little bit more fight in them, and they don't seem to have it. Let's get on to the next goal. So this goal starts from the midfield here, from a 50-50 challenge, and this is what winning the ball back high and quickly does. What do we mean by high? Okay, so this is their defenders. This is pretty much their midfielders. In a weird sort of shape, they're all over the place, but this is high. So if we can win the ball here, look how many extra white shirts are going we can attack with. That's a really good thing. However, we lose the ball in this position. So if we go in for the challenge and Burnley win it, what ends up happening is we are now on the attack and we've got the numbers. So whichever person wins it in this 50-50, in this middle of the park scenario, is really an advantage. Burnley wouldn't have been so much because they weren't been in the other team's half. Yes, does that 5 yards matter? Yeah, it generally does. So then it basically turns into, as soon as this challenge happened here, bosh, bit of a coming together. Okay, he's not the one that wins it, but his team does. Everyone goes down. Now we're off to the races. Let's see who can get to the 18-yard box the quickest. Everyone's pointing around. I'm going to stop it there. I'm going to move it to the 18-yard box. Burnley have got 3 players back, and you're looking at 5 from the Liverpool. but there's it's such a problem because he can't really commit to go to win the ball. But I'll tell you what, Burnley player does well here. Only put a little creativity, not sure who this is here, but a little bit of creativity here. He cuts back in onto his right foot to get the shot away. All of a sudden, the Burnley players double up on him. Really well done. Properly well done. That's the difference. What I'm talking about is when you have two players, and remember, they're not in a line. What I mean in a line, next to each other. So there's not one there and then one there. They're staggered. One's behind. So they're actually cutting off the options. The passing option and the shot. That's really well defended there. Really well done. Except for the creativity that comes in with a little run behind, and he dinks it to the man behind. Now, Diogo Jota is one of those players that is really good at finishing. There's players that are and there are players that aren't. If you took the two forwards at Liverpool, what's the guy's name? Darwin Núñez and Jota. Jota's by far a better finisher. He actually scores goals. So when we're looking at this finish, I want to show you it from the other angle because doing it here won't give it just. I'll give you a little bit, but it won't give it justice. Bosch goes straight through the keeper's legs, and the power on the finish is something else. But let's have a look at that from behind. This is the angle I wanted you to have a look at. The keeper does make it easy with his legs being open that much, but you still got to put it through them, which he does with ease. Goes straight through and gets himself a goal. I think he's back from injury or back from not being in the first team. I'm not sure, but he hasn't started for a while. I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.